What's good, people? Welcome to the afterthought here, and then just my thoughts after seeing the first two games of the season. I know it's early right now, but folks, I'm just letting y'all know now, just like I said with Eli Manning last year, that this is going to be basically the end of these particular veteran quarterbacks as we know it. This is basically the end of the road for a lot of them. As you can see, there's a lot of teams. Notice a lot of these teams that got these younger quarterbacks like Patrick Mahomes, Blake Bortles. You got Jameis Winston and Ryan Fitzpatrick with the Buccaneers. All these younger teams are becoming better now. Like these teams that got all these first round draft picks. These are the teams you're gonna be seeing contending for championships. But teams such as the Steelers, Giants, Chargers, Ravens, and even the Patriots with Tom Brady, these teams are basically they're basically done. So they're basically heading into rebuild mode. I told y'all from Eli Manning last year what's going to happen. Okay? The Giants were better off starting with a new QB because Eli Manning is not going to take nobody anywhere. His time is up already. Okay? His era has already ended. Matter of fact, if I'm Eli Manning, like I told y'all last year, I would have went to the Jaguars. Unless Eli Manning backs up Blake Bortles under Tom Coughlin's system over there, he's not going to be winning any championships anytime soon. That's the situation right now. Okay, the Giants have a completely new different team with Saquon Barkley. The Giants are better off taking Sam Darnold. This is why a lot of these analysts were basically questioning the Giants' decision. Because if they would have took Sam Darnold, that would have been better for them. Okay, this is what I would have did. I would have took Sam Darnold and then traded Eli Manning over to the Jaguars for Alec Hearn or something like that, since Alec Hearn was going to be released anyway. Or would have made a deal to get one of Jacksonville's backup offensive lineman or something like that. I would have made a deal with somebody to get value for Eli. Because they need a young quarterback. Eli Manning's not going to take them anywhere. Okay, so y'all, this is what y'all must understand. And even with Big Ben right now, you see what's going on right now. The Steelers are basically in trouble. They're in a lot of trouble right now. Okay? If y'all been watching the whole summer, you see what's been going on. The Steelers have been going through a lot of locker room issues. You got Le'Veon Bell not want to sign his contract. Okay. You have Antonio Brown not even want to report into work on Monday. Okay, all because somebody from the management, somebody from the Steelers organization said something that disrespected Antonio Brown. If y'all looked at his recent report, so he said, "Man, why y'all trade me?" I don't know who it was. Somebody said that Antonio Brown should be happy he's on the Steelers, and that he looks good because of Ben Roethlisberger. So Antonio Brown just simply said, "Trade me and see what happens." So Antonio Brown's frustrated. I'm telling you that right now. He does not want to be there. You could tell, man. He's not happy with how things have been ran, especially since they fired Todd Haley. This Steelers team ain't been looking that effective at all. I mean, yeah, they can still get down offensively, but defensively, it's just horrible. And if you Mike Tomlin, you're supposed to restore some type of order. You ain't supposed to allow your teammates, you ain't supposed to allow your team, like I said, teammates to bash each other like the offensive line. And everybody's been talking about Le'Veon Bell, but Antonio Brown's already frustrated as it is. Like, this is sad. This Steeler defense is not stopping anybody. This is sad. And I told y'all before, as good as your offense is, your defense can't basically force turnovers. Your defense can't keep a team. Your defense can't keep the opposing offense out of the end zone. And if your defense can't keep the other team from scoring in the fourth quarter, you're not going to win that game. Okay, this is what's going on with the Steelers right now. As good as the offense is, because the offense is still a top 10 offense. The problem is these DBs can't guard nobody. I told y'all the Steelers have problems in the secondary. They cannot cover. I mean, yeah, you got Joe Hayden, but Joe Hayden's basically by himself. That team ain't been the same since Troy Polamalu retired. Since Ike Taylor left. I told y'all that, man. This Steelers team got no defense. And that's strictly on Mike Tomlin. If you Mike Tomlin, man, you supposed to communicate with your GMs about who to go after in the draft. The Steelers are not spending enough money going after no safeties, no corners. Yeah, TJ Watt is good, but that's not enough for you. That's not going to get the job done when you don't even have enough pass rushers at all. Steelers don't even got a good pass rush. So how they supposed to basically how they expect to stop these quarterbacks, stop these other offenses, especially these offenses that can get going? Y'all tell me that. Okay, and the Steelers already got another tough schedule this week. They got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are hot right now. Fitzgerald is on fire. If y'all watched the last two games, the Buccaneers been taking care of business. They basically put up 48 points against the New Orleans Saints, which is something that has never been done in years. Okay, now even when they had John Gruden over there and they had Derek Brooks, they had Rondé Barber. Okay, they were never able to put up no 48 points against no New Orleans Saints. At least not with Drew Brees over there. That team is coming off of 2 wins. Okay, just where they've literally been putting up points. They've been blowing teams out. Now you got Pittsburgh. Now Pittsburgh is facing them this week. Tampa Bay should have all the confidence they need to blow Pittsburgh out. Pittsburgh is in a lot of trouble. I don't see any team over there stopping no Deshaun Jackson on Pittsburgh. I don't see no DB, no secondary, no linebacker. I don't see nobody slowing down Deshaun Jackson at 30-some years old. They sure not stopping Mike Evans. Okay? Fitzpatrick is going to once again have a big game. And like I said, this is week 3. Jameis Winston's coming back next week. And already people are saying they should keep in Fitzpatrick. So anytime a backup quarterback can start off hot for you without the starter, you in some trouble. The Buccaneers are becoming the most feared team right now. Nobody wants to play them. You know, this is it's sad, but this is just what it is. The Steelers are not looking like that team no more. And Big Ben is not taking nobody anywhere. That's why I keep telling y'all. I've been telling y'all that for the last 3 years. It's time for the Steelers to move on from Roethlisberger. Okay? And I told you, Big Ben has had too many orthopedic surgeries on his foot. Okay, he don't got that speed no more. He's not agile anymore. The man is basically a sitting duck in the pocket. This is why so many teams can rush him. Okay? This is why the Cleveland Browns had the success they had at tying up with Pittsburgh. Cleveland was able to tie up with Pittsburgh because they have a pass rush. They have a front section that can knock timing off of Big Ben. Cleveland did just enough to hold Pittsburgh down to where they could tie the game. This is why the Chiefs was able to put up as much points as they did and keep them down. The Steelers didn't lead a single against the Chiefs. The Steelers didn't lead not once in that whole entire game. Patrick Mahomes stayed ahead of Pittsburgh. Why? Because Pittsburgh has no defense. And Roethlisberger is not helping none at all. They was better off starting over. And then look at the Chargers. Okay? Phillip Rivers is another quarterback. Like I told y'all before, Phillip Rivers had his time already. He had his era already. His era has came and went. The man has had plenty of opportunities to basically get the Chargers into the Super Bowl and could not do it. He failed. Phillip Rivers is no different than Tony Romo. Okay, no different. Well, let's just say he's better than Tony Romo. Okay, but I'm just say as far as in the last 5 years, he's no better than Tony Romo. He's no better than Carson Palmer. Okay, yeah, he's got to a couple of AFC championships, but he didn't win. Phillip Rivers cannot handle pressure at all, especially in the playoffs. And Phillip Rivers, like I've explained before, has had the best players over there. He's had the LaDainian Tomlinson, Darren Sproles, Vincent Jackson. Okay, you had Antonio Gates when he was younger and in his prime. You had Quentin Jammer over there. Sean Merriman. Okay, he had all these great players, Pro Bowl players. And still could not get the job done at all. Yeah, you had Vincent Jackson, man. Phillip Rivers, like I said, the Chargers should have been moving on. If I was a GM, I would have been released Phillip Rivers. Okay, they was better off getting a Teddy Bridgewater, a Sam Darnold, a Lamar Jackson. Phillip Rivers, like I say again, man, his time is up already. He's had too many opportunities. They're not going anywhere with him. Phillip Rivers is the one that's holding them back. Okay? And y'all see what the Chiefs did. The Chiefs put in Patrick Mahomes. Look how better they're playing right now. Now that Alex Smith is no longer in the building. It's time to get rid of Phillip Rivers. Okay? It's time for him to retire. And then Joe Flacco. Now, as y'all can all see, the Ravens put in Lamar Jackson in the second half last week. Joe Flacco is basically done. I'm going to say this now. This is Flacco's very last season. He is finished. By the end of this season, Flacco should no longer be in a Baltimore Ravens uniform. If not, then he's going to be on the bench for the rest of his career. Because they want to put in Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson's the future. They believe in Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson showed you what he could all do in college. He had a great college career. Lamar Jackson also had a decent preseason. He had a great preseason. Flacco has not done anything since the 2014-2015 season. Yeah, since after 2014, that was it for him. He was done. He has not played the same since. Yeah, he won a Super Bowl. He just got hot at the right time, just like Trent Dilfer did in 2001. But after that, it just seems like he just went on decline. And you can't blame that on Ray Lewis. You can't blame it on Ray Rice. You know, you can't blame it on other people or other players leave like Steve Smith Sr. You gotta make do with what you got. And it's sad too, man. But then again, you know, Flacco does have what most other quarterbacks don't have. That's a ring. So that's the one thing Flacco could have. Could LC say he did. He won a Super Bowl title for what it was. But of course, they will say that was a different Ravens team. John Harbaugh had a different squad. This is a completely different team. This is a younger team. But no, Flacco had his time already too. His time is pretty much up already. Since after 2009, after the 2008, 2009 through 2013, that was it for Flacco. After that was over, after those years, Flacco, like I said, just went on the decline. And then there's Alex Smith. I believe Alex Smith is pretty much on his way out pretty soon too. Because if Alex Smith couldn't get it done with the Chiefs, he's basically not gonna get it done anywhere else. Under Aaron Reed was Alex Smith's only chance. And then you see what happened the last 2 years. He is another quarterback can't get it done. And all that showed me is that Jim Harbaugh just made him look good in San Francisco. That's just what it was. Jim Harbaugh was just a great coach. But after Jim Harbaugh, what has Alex Smith really been doing? Much of nothing. Yeah, he's contended in the playoffs all this time with Kansas City, but he still couldn't get the job done. And again, he's another quarterback that's had help. You're on a Redskins team that's still rebuilding. Like Redskins, it's going to be a while before they ever get back to being a legitimate contender like they were with RG3's rookie year in 2012. I'm just being honest. The Redskins have not been able to find their franchise players. They haven't been able to find their big three. You know, they haven't been able to find that one player that could get them over the top. They've had too many up and down seasons over there. And Alex Smith pretty much is going to be reaching, I think, like 37, 38. He's another one about to retire pretty soon. AP can't help you out at none over there at all. AP is another football player that's basically on his last end. Yeah, I mean, Alex Smith to make the Redskins interesting, but they're not going to be competing for no championship. And who else is still over there too, man? Like I said, I mean, that's pretty much it, man. And even Brady, man. I told y'all before, man, Brady's not going to be competing for no more Super Bowls. That's it for him. The Patriots are not looking good at all. They're just not, man. If y'all looked at the last two games, they've been looking ineffective. The Houston Texans almost barely won that game. They barely got out of Houston. Houston was able to come within in the fourth quarter. And against the Jaguars basically defeated them without Leonard Fournette and without Marquise Lee, who was out for the season. Blake Bortles almost put up 400 points, 400 yards. No, excuse me, over 400 yards passing. If you have Bortles on your fantasy league, you basically won. He got you at least 20-something points. If not 18 or 19. I'll tell you, man, Brady's not looking too good, especially against teams that got a good pass rush. From what I told y'all before, one of the Patriots' main weaknesses is a good pass rush. Is go against the teams that can really blitz you. Going against a team that can knock off Brady's timing, Brady has trouble against. Matt Patricia, who is Bill Belichick's main defensive coordinator, has been there for the last 4 or 5 years, is in Detroit now. That team is not looking that good at all. The Patriots are in a lot of trouble. And Tom Brady somehow managed to get that team into the playoffs just this year alone. They're either A, not going to get home field advantage, so they're going to either lose in the first round, or B, they're going to lose in the second round. Okay, because I told you, teams like the Jaguars, the Tennessee Titans, okay, those particular teams are coming. The Cleveland Browns have a chance to reach the playoffs, especially with the way Pittsburgh is playing. Cincinnati and Baltimore, even with the Steelers right now. Let's say if the Steelers lose the next 3 games, the next 2 or 3 games, and let's say Cincinnati, Baltimore, and even Cleveland start running away from them, then they're going to be in a world of trouble. They might not be making the playoffs. I'm sorry to tell Steeler fans that, but that's just the honest to God truth. I don't have to lie and make any of this stuff up. So for you Gematria fools, you idiots out there who don't get it, who don't understand football, that think the league is just scripted so to save particular teams such as the Steelers, Patriots, and Giants be going to the playoffs or be going to championships every year, you are mistaken. You are just delusional. You just, like I said, you just not in reality. Oh, you are somebody that needs help. You just got to admit that you don't watch football. You don't watch these sports at all. You don't watch these games. And like I said before, I'm going to say it again. Quarterbacks like Cam Newton, Russell Wilson, Jimmy Garoppolo, Lamar Jackson, Sam Darnold, Jameis Winston, Patrick Mahomes II, and then you have Dak Prescott. These quarterbacks are the quarterbacks of the future. Those particular quarterbacks you're going to see within the next 10, 15 years. Even Baker Mayfield, depending on how long Tyrod Taylor is able to last in Cleveland, or depending on how good he does, even Baker Mayfield is going to be a fan favorite. He's going to be a household name once he gets his chance to start. But Flacco, Rivers, Roethlisberger, Brady, Alex Smith, these quarterbacks are all pretty much gone. And even Aaron Rodgers, if Green Bay can't protect Aaron Rodgers, if the offensive line don't do a good job to keep Aaron Rodgers from taking a lot of hits, he's going to be basically on his way out. He's going to have to retire early before he's able to, before his contract's up. Aaron Rodgers literally one more Tony Romo type injury away from just basically have to call it quits. He's already not feeling good now. He's already battling with a sore knee. Okay? Aaron Rodgers was out for basically most of 2018. He was out for most of 2017 last year, going into 2018. So the Green Bay needs to be careful right now. The only thing that's keeping Aaron Rodgers from keeping Aaron Rodgers from Green Bay not replacing him, and what made Aaron Rodgers to get an extension, is the fact that the team goes well, they'll do good without him. The team needs Aaron Rodgers. He's that good of a quarterback. The man's the fourth quarter king. Against the Bears, he scored 30 points under 10 minutes. That is highly impressive for somebody his age. And Rodgers doing what a lot of quarterbacks that are 23 and 24 should be doing in the NFL right now. And then you look at Drew Brees. What's keeping Drew Brees still around is the fact that the Saints were able to get as far as they did last year. But this is pretty much Drew Brees' last 2 seasons, because he's pretty much on his way out as well. Brees is set to retire at the end of next season because he signed a 2-year deal. So if the New Orleans Saints don't get something going now, they might not be able to get another chance next season. I'm just letting y'all know that just ahead of time. And see, I don't gotta go by no gematria. I don't gotta go by no bogus prediction. I don't gotta go by nobody being sacrificed. I don't gotta go by no conspiracy theory. I've been watching the game since I was a child. I know how teams play. I know how long veterans last in the league. The average age for most quarterbacks, who had a great career could go play until they're 39, until they're 40 years old. Like Roethlisberger, Brady, and Eli Manning, okay? The reason why those quarterbacks were around for so long because they won rings. They won championships. They won multiple titles. The reason why Phillip Rivers is around as long as he did because he's one of the only successful quarterbacks in the last 15 years that's actually seen playoff contention multiple times. He's been in quite a few. He's been at least a couple of AFC championships in his day. Okay? He's put up Hall of Fame type numbers. I told you, what keeps Flacco around as long as he is because of the fact he has a Super Bowl ring. He's done what most quarterbacks like Tony Romo and Carson Palmer could not do. Even the great Michael Vick himself couldn't get his team to no Super Bowl, yet alone win one. And Joe Flacco has done that already. I mean, all thanks to, of course, Ray Rice, Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, Jacoby Jones, Torrey Smith, but still, even Ty Heat, but still, I mean, he did that already. He got out the second round. He competed for a championship. He beat the 49ers. He won. Drew Brees, and again, another quarterback with a Super Bowl ring. But since then, we've seen Peyton Manning leaving the sunset. Tony Romo basically gracefully stepped down. Carson Palmer's already retired last year. So basically, folks, these quarterbacks, what you see here, they're basically done. Roethlisberger, I can see him being cut, him being released at the end of this season. If the Steelers don't make the playoffs, you can basically see the Ben Roethlisberger might as well start start setting to resign. He might as well say his exit speech down and get ready to resign. Phillip Rivers is gone. If the Chargers don't do something this season, I can see them going for another quarterback in the draft. Eli Manning is basically should be. The Giants might as well just trade Eli Manning now or find somewhere, because he's not gonna take them nowhere else. The Giants, like I told y'all last year, they're in complete rebuild mode. It's gonna take the New York Giants however long for them to even get back into championship contention, to even get back in playoff contention. It's gonna take them a long time. Okay. And it starts with them need to get a better offensive line. They got too many problems for Eli Manning to still be playing right now. So if I'm Eli Manning, I'm going to make a deal with Tom Coughlin. I'm going to have my agent contact Coughlin so I could come over there and back up Bortles, because the Jaguars are set for a Super Bowl. They're set to make a run just like the Eagles and the Seahawks have done, and even the Carolina Panthers have done in the last 5 years. Flacco is out of there. They're going to basically start Lamar Jackson. He's going by the end of the next season. Drew Brees is going to be around until 2019. And even Alex Smith. Alex Smith is pretty much going to be going out there next year too, because I think he's on there, a 1 or 2 year deal. But Alex Smith is not going to be around for too much longer. And if Aaron Rodgers gets hurt one more time, where he faces another season-ending injury, he's basically done. And so that's just it, folks. Like these teams are basically done. And like I said, teams like the Titans, Jaguars, the Cleveland Browns, the Buccaneers, those are all teams that's going to be on the rise. Those are all teams that are going to be seeing playoff contention. But teams like the Steelers and Patriots, they're basically done. They're done. They're finished. Even with the Patriots, why did they trade? I would have never traded Jimmy Garoppolo. I would have retired Tom Brady when he beat Atlanta and made Jimmy Garoppolo my starter from here on out. The Patriots would be doing just fine right now. They wouldn't be in the mess they're in. Folks, that's just the video, man. Y'all like and subscribe, but y'all tell me what y'all think, man. Who do y'all think will be the quarterback for the future that will replace these guys? Because if you look at college right now, there's a lot of quarterbacks. You see Matt Trubisky in the Bears right now. You look at the Chicago Bears, the reason why they was able to beat Seattle because Matt Trubisky is mobile. Okay? Matt Trubisky is able to create timing for himself. He doesn't have to rely on the offensive line to protect him. Okay? He's able to create space. He's able to create time for himself. He's able to use his mobility to get a first down, just like Russell Wilson has been doing. Trubisky has a cannon. Okay, he has an arm. The man can throw 50, 60 yards downfield. He has no problem. The man is like 6'5", 6'6". You see how much better the Bears are playing. Now they have a decent young quarterback. And there's plenty of Matt Trubisky's coming out of college now. A lot of these draft classes of quarterbacks are coming better and better. Sam Darnold has already shown you that. Look at Patrick Mahomes. Even Baker Mayfield. I think Baker Mayfield could start right now if need be. So that's just it, folks. We're seeing the end of these quarterbacks. I mean, I thank them for giving me a great childhood, because over the last 10, 15 years, these particular quarterbacks have been very competitive. They've made for some exciting football, but their time is up already. This is the end of their era. It's time for them to graciously step aside and give it to the young guys. It's time for these young 23, 24-year-olds to take over at quarterback. These veterans are basically done. It's over for them. They've had their time already. And that's just what it in life general. And at some point in time, a man has to give up, has to retire, or he has to quit his job so he can rest and take it easy and move on with his life and move on to the next chapter. So for people that say the game is scripted, y'all need to just do something else. Because this game ain't scripted for neither one of these quarterbacks. I told you, Roethlisberger ain't done anything since 2010, since he was last to the Super Bowl. Eli Manning, another one. Since after 2011, he hasn't done anything since then. Phillip Rivers ain't never played in the Super Bowl at all in his career. Flacco has been just on a decline the last 5 years. Brady, as you can see, Brady don't always win a title every year. He don't always win a Super Bowl. And next season, and I'm not going to make a Super Bowl prediction, but I already got an idea who's already going to be going all the way this year. But that team's going to have to prove themselves. That quarterback's going to have to show everybody how really truly is. I told you I don't make Super Bowl predictions until playoff time comes, but I can almost guarantee y'all that none of these quarterbacks you see before you is going to be going all the way. None. Pittsburgh, maybe. But as for Eli Manning, no. Phillip Rivers, hell no. Flacco may not even be the starter by the time, let's say by the end of the season, if the Ravens do go to the playoffs. And Tom Brady is certainly not about to be going back to another AFC championship again. Let alone trying to compete for another Super Bowl, because a lot of these teams ain't going to allow it no more. The Jaguars are standing in their way. The Tennessee Titans ain't going to allow that to go down. The Chiefs are coming. So that's just the video, folks. Y'all stay blessed. Stay tuned. I'll see you soon.